piece of mulberry here, which is related to Osage orange, which is an extremely tough wood. And I'm going to see if I can turn a handle for this saw out of this piece of basically firewood. Mulberry's light. It's extremely strong. It doesn't break very well at all. Matter of fact, you pretty much have to cut it. Anything over 1 inch in diameter, you're going to bend it a hell of a lot, but you're not going to break it. Even as dead and dull as this piece of wood is, it's not going to break very easily. So I'm thinking, what the heck, worth a shot. I have a lot of this because there's a whole little grove of mulberry trees in the back of the lot, and there's a lot of dead ones, and I've been culling them out, and that's how I discovered that they're so darn tough. So I'm going to mark the length of this thing on here, see if I can avoid the bad spots. Then I'm going to cut this down to an approximation of the size of this handle. I'm not a professional woodsmith. I have a lot of fun making bowls. I turn the occasional spindle, but even that I haven't done in quite a long time. So let's see what happens. First off, I'm going to take the parting tool and cut a groove in this piece of wood. That establishes one end. Now I'm going to peel off some of the diameter. Now it looks like we're going to come out round before we run out of wood, so that's a good start. Well, it's definitely roughing out, and rough is the best word for it. Well, this operation is generating quite a bit of dust. And in the past, I found that those kinds of dust aren't necessarily good for you. I'm going to go to my first line of defense and don one of these dust masks. Not a big fan of the whole dust mask thing, but beats coughing the dickens out of yourself. Now, going back to the few lessons that I've had in turning wood, I'm supposed to go downhill. Go from the larger diameter to the smaller. So that's what I'm trying to do. Well, that settles one of the questions I had. Was there going to be enough wood left after I got through the sapwood? Looks like I've got it. More than enough wood to manage. Just did a no-no. Never want to put your hand anywhere near that thing while it's turning. Even as it's slowing down. Doesn't take much to pinch your finger in there. It's an interesting piece of wood. It's got nice grain definition on it. Well, one of the things about mulberry and Osage orange is they have a lot of silicon in them. They tend to dull a lathe tool very quickly. So I'm going to sharpen this one up. I got it down just about round. This little bit here I'm going to just saw off. So I'm not going to concern myself about that anymore. Main thing I wanted to do there is get rid of that big oblong lump of wood flying around over there so I didn't accidentally touch a tool into it. Now this is the way I sharpen a lathe tool. I don't have a fancy jig. I went just a tad undersized there. That's the waist of the part. This thinnest spot, I don't think I've hurt myself, but I don't want to go any further. So what I want to do is I want to make these lines, and then I just want to connect the dots. There. Now the last one is to set the overall length of the part. I have this shoulder and this piece neck down to match that. Now I'm going to do a reduction in diameter over here so that I can get a good end spot. Well, that's a close approximation, but that knob is way too round. This one is rather blunt. I haven't got a perfect match. That diameter is good. I'm going to let the knob go. Not an exact match. Shape's pretty close, length is right on. Big thing is I got the barrel the right diameter so that I can match that hole and have the position in the right spot. And I got the taper right.